Hi, I'm Roy Clooney. I'm a director of the Land Pleasure. Well, it started way back in 1991 where a few sports enthusiasts had gathered together at a meeting to try and raise funds for the local tennis club. After that meeting was over, we started to bemoan the lack of indoor facilities in the town and quickly came to realise that the council weren't in a position to provide a sports centre for the Oban community. And we thought that if we wished a sports centre, we would have to do something as a community to provide one. And we approached the council about taking over running the swimming pool, which was situated in council ground, and provide the land to build a sports centre adjacent to the swimming pool. And that process started in earnest in 1992 when the community company took over the lease of the swimming pool on a 21-year lease. We started to operate the swimming pool and improve the existing facilities and then work up towards building a sports centre.
Hi, I'm Hugh McLean. I was the original chairman of the community company, and Roy Clooney and I got involved with Carnegie as part of their Rural Action Research Programme. We're here at Atlantis this morning for the Rural Action Research Programme seminar on community-led service delivery in Scotland, along with the other researchers of the Pulteney Town project in Wick and the Plunkett Foundation, the store as the core. And I think the aim of this morning is to increase understanding about these types of organisations and the ones we studied, Shannon in Ireland, Chipping in Lancashire, Kilwinning down in Ayrshire, and indeed Atlantis, bring to their communities. One would hope that we can close the gap that exists between the politics and the theory, because there is a disconnect there, and we would hope that during the day we can see some ways for all the parties involved today to help close that gap.
I think one of the key messages that we want to try and get across from the seminar is this additional benefits to the community. I think we're all aware of the superb differences that these organisations that we visited have made in their initial field of what they set out to do. But then they've gone on to other things, and it's this secondary benefit, this virtuous circle of activity has really made a huge difference to communities. And it's difficult for this to be recognised. It's hard to measure, it's hard to quantify. I think also visiting these case studies, it's become apparent a well-run community enterprise really can make a significant difference. It takes a lot of high energy, a lot of high commitment from a lot of people in the community. But when it works well, it can outperform the private sector, outperform the public sector, and really make huge differences across the board.
The third sector is very important to us, and you can see that from the fact that there's a 37% uplift in the budget, and that we've got John Swinney very much in our court. And I think Kate deserves some credit for that, because I attended an event in Rothsay on the 18th of June 2007 where she switched on a lot of lights for me, and particularly a lot of lights around community ownership of assets. That is really a hugely enormous issue, because we've just come through this credit crunch. There's a potential for a new beginning now, and a real appetite for a new beginning. And I think you're almost nowhere better than Scotland, nowhere better than Argyll, because we can be so tightly connected. What's interesting about this is that when we started to put that proposition back in May 2007 to the civil service when we newly came into government, we found them enormously susceptible to this. They were pulling out from under the cover this book by a guy called Professor Mark Moore, Kennedy School of Government. Mark Moore's term was public value, outcomes, but Mark Moore's subtext is actually subtle, and it plays really right into the core of what we're trying to do here. Mark Moore was interested in active citizenship, because he reckoned that was the way we really started to get things going with much greater efficiency. When you look at the really successful businesses that have survived 30, 50, 60, 150 years, they've had an altruistic purpose, they've had altruistic values and ambitious goals, exactly what the third sector and social enterprises have. And I think that gives us a real opportunity to do better.
My name's Sarah Skerrett. I'm Senior Researcher at the Scottish Agricultural College, and I head up Rural Society and Rural Development Research across Scotland for SAC, and I'm delighted to be involved in Carnegie's Rural Action Research Programme looking at rural service provision. So today's seminar for the Rural Action Research Programme was really the culmination of several years of Carnegie working with rural communities to look at the challenges facing rural service provision. And we were able to get together presentations from some of those projects which gave us the nuggets, really, the distilled jewels from years of work. And then in the afternoon we had around 30 or 40 folk from different organisations coming and discussing what are the key lessons for sustainable rural service delivery, and then what needs to change in institutions, what actions need to be taken. And what was really exciting is we distilled 2 or 3 key actions which the Carnegie programme can now take forward to make sure that it builds into sustainable delivery of rural services.